There we go. Okay, right. Oh, I picked myself. Okay. All right. So here we go. Okay, so yeah. Okay. I'm gonna pick you, and the first choice is Metal Gear Solid. Let's go. You just took a photo. That's you stopped. Okay, starting. All right, here we go. Let's do this. All right, Metal Gear Solid. Man, we're starting off big with this one. Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid. Man.
Yeah, so I believe you've played was it Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3?
Yeah, I mean, I've played like the first bits of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. I haven't really played this one, or number 4, or number 5, or Peace Walker, Konami. I mean, obviously, Metal Gear Solid is just one of those franchises that's just one of the biggest video game franchises in it. And Hideo Kojima, to this day, still pushes the envelope for storytelling in video games. Like Hideo Kojima is a well-known auteur of video game design. Hideo Kojima game. His name's just pretty much plastered on every product he does. Alaska, Bering Sea, and he pretty much innovates as much as he can. In this particular game, he's been well-known. Well, actually, even before that, with the original Metal Gear games for which came before Metal Gear Solid, he prioritized stealth over action because I think it was easier to program.
Yeah, like I think he wanted to make a
nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by Next Generation Special Forces.
There's the colonel.
Led by members of Foxhound.
Funny how Kojima associated his logo with Foxhound for some time.
Remains of Big Boss. And they say that if the demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have 2 mission objectives.
David Hayter.
Rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the President of Armstead, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike. Stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
We're entering in a little submarine. Little submarine. Little submarine.
Dispose of them. From there on, you'll have to swim.
Alright.
High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mantis, with his powerful psychic abilities.
Ah yes, Psycho Mantis.
The beautiful and deadly
He's got a very intriguing boss fight involving the memory cards.
Master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, Giant, and Shaman.
They got some very esoteric territory to do those nuclear strikes. We gotta stop them before they get any weirder.
And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound Squad Leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid!
And with the same code,
As you can tell, it's got quite a reputation.
nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes, this is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Gosh, that water must be freezing.
Yeah. Well, I think like they sort of explained in Lauren that he was sort of given some sort of nanobodies and that help.
Nanomachine, son!
that help sort of like balances like body heat and so on.
Yeah.
But going on to what you were saying earlier, yes, like I believe what it was is that he was kind of Kojima wanted to make an action game in that, which came out on the MXX, but due to the consoles like limitations and that, he was only able to have like like 2 enemies on screen at once and that. So they figured like instead of like straight up attacking them, why not avoid them? Yes. So that's kind of how I believe it went.
Oh, look at that! They do offer a training mode in this. Yeah. Do you think we should do the training mode first or go straight to the game?
Well,
let's go straight to the game, right?
Well, the interesting thing is that you actually already played a wee bit of this before.
Yes, yeah, I did at the Comic-Con we went to. That's right.
Yes, Comic-Con 2023 and that.
Oh, right. So basically, the tactical missions is just a full-on DLC expansion pack of the VR training here.
Yeah, pretty much, or what they called back then, like an expansion pack.
Right. So what does special do?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Oh yeah, it's.
I keep forgetting. Yes. So that always trips me up in those games. It's a good thing they train you to think that way in the menus. Yeah. Special. Previous operations.
Because.
I think it's a catch up.
Because you know why they actually choose that. Why circle is to select.
Why did Kojima go for that?
It's actually when the PlayStation first came out and that it was actually the symbols that actually had the original meaning that was actually found out about by one of the co-founders of the PlayStation.
All right.
That circle is actually meant to symbolize yes, and X is supposed to symbolize no.
Huh.
Because I think that it's supposed to be. I believe it's something related to sort of Japan using those sort of symbols and that to symbolize, yes or no in that, and certain.
Right. So why did they make the shift from associating the different buttons? Because in most games, usually the X button to jump. But then you have exceptions like Kingdom Hearts where it's the circle button to jump.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I suppose it's just familiarization and just sort of ease of control.
Yeah, it got to the point where X became associated with selecting yes on the console. Is that not a dishonor to Japan or something?
So what was that?
So pressing X became associated with ease of comfort on selecting yes in the majority of the games we play these days. So
I suppose so. Like I suppose you really aren't really that fussed on how the button layer is laid out in that. Just as long as people are joining their console.
Right. Clearly the Japanese seem to be okay with that. So
yeah.
Right.
So
anyway, the previous operation. So yeah, Kojima previously made these games, and these are pretty much summarize what happened.
Yeah.
I think we've experienced just another technical error. There we go. Metal Gear. The year 1995, deep in South Africa. That's an interesting foxhound symbol. Kojima would associate himself with another foxhound symbol later on, even in Smash Brothers. Anyway, deep in South Africa, 200 kilometers north of Gottesberg, Outer Heaven, an armed fortress nation established by the legendary mercenary. He was feared in combat by both his friends and foes as a human and a lunatic. Western nations have found out that a weapon of mass destruction capable of rewriting human war history is under development at Outer Heaven. They have called upon the high-tech Special Force Unit Foxhound to take care of the situation. In response to this order, Big Boss, Commander-in-Chief of Foxhound, sent Grey Fox, the man with the codename Fox, which is given to the best member of the unit, Operation Intrude N313. After a few days, his last message being Metal Gear, Grey Fox was missing in action. Taking the situation seriously, the top men of the West again called for Foxhound. Big Boss selected Solid Snake. who has been recently joined Foxhound as the agent and entrusted everything to him. Successfully making a solo infiltration to Outer Heaven, Snake got in touch with local residents. Residents illiteracy. Resistance member Schneider, Elsa Schneider, Diane, and Jennifer. Kojima loves to reference his movies, by the way. With their cooperation, Snake succeeded in rescuing Grey Fox. Grey Fox then laid out the terrifying facts about Metal Gear. Metal Gear was the development name of a nuclear warhead-equipped two-legged walking tank. It can walk through even the roughest terrains that would stop normal tanks. It can conduct local warfare by itself with unique weapons like its Vulcan cannon and anti-tank missiles. It was indeed a new type of weapon that can conduct a nuclear attack based against any place on the face of the earth from any land surface. With Metal Gear, Outer Heaven was trying to establish its military superiority over the entire world in order to destroy Metal Gear. Snake rescued Metal Gear's chief engineer, Dr. Petrovich, and his daughter Ellen, who was taken hostage to force her father to continue with his development. Gosh, he had all this elaborate plotting in the original Pixel game. I mean, this is how much of a genius Kojima is. Snake hears from obviously it would have been dialogue, but still ambitious nonetheless. Snake hears from Dr. Petrovich how to destroy Metal Gear. However, as Snake approached the heart of Outer Heaven and Metal Gear, well-designed traps are set all around. Yeah, this game's got quite a lot. Series has quite a lot of traps you need to work around, puzzle stuff and stuff like that. As all of his actions are being leaked by the enemy. In the midst of the escalating battle, the leader of the resistance, Schneider, fell into the hands of the enemy, and Snake himself was injured through the deadly battles from Outer Heaven's best mercenaries. Snake's indomitable spirit led him to the 100th floor basement of the secret base where Metal Gear was developed, evading the powerful defense systems that wipes out all intruders. Snake ultimately succeeded in destroying Metal Gear. Snake tried to escape from Outer Heaven upon completing the mission. However, during the escape, he was confronted by one man, Foxhound Commander-in-Chief, Big Boss. Big Boss laughed at the astounded Snake and told of the truth of his mission. While serving as the Commander-in-Chief of Foxhound, Big Boss also ran a mercenary dispatch company, utilizing his connections and capital from his years as a mercenary. He was planning to build his company a larger military establishment, and he built Outer Heaven as his base, as established in Metal Gear Solid 5, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. His purpose for sending the rookie Snake to Outer Heaven was to cause information confusion against the West. However, Big Boss miscalculated. He never thought that Snake would make it this far. Having lost Metal Gear, Big Boss activated the self-destruction system of the underground base. While the count to the destruction continued, his scream echoed in the emphasis. "You have gone too far! Too far!" On the 100th floor basement, the battle between two men commenced, free of ideology and politics. The armed fortress nation Outer Heaven collapsed, the impenetrable fortress made from the best military technology and occupied by the toughest mercenaries. Burned in flames, behind him the flames reached skyward as Outer Heaven fell, leaving Solid Snake all alone. And then you've got the events of Metal Gear Solid 2.
So Metal Gear Solid 1 and that, like what you're saying about Ground Zeroes and that,
right.
Ground Zeroes was like supposed to be a prequel to the original Metal Gear Solid and that.
Right.
Because Ground Zero takes place in 1980s and that, whilst the first Metal Gear Solid takes place in 1995.
Right. The timeline officially is Metal Gear Solid 3 is the game that starts all of it, with the original Big Boss being the original Solid Snake, before he eventually defeats the boss, who, for reasons that I'm not even going to bother mentioning here, and so he becomes the Big Boss, and the events of Metal Gear Solid 5, both Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain happens. It was Metal Gear Solid 3, then Peace Walker, then all of Metal Gear Solid 5. That's right, that's what it was. And then he cloned himself, and that's where we get this current Solid Snake, played by David Hayter. And so then now we're going to get the events of the original Metal Gear, and then Metal Gear Solid 2, which people don't really consider canon. Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake people don't really consider canon because it involves Zanzibar hamsters.
So basically all this is just there for people sort of getting a refresher on the story and that, because I believe, well, I just checked up right now and that, and I think Metal Gear Solid did release in Europe and that for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
And that's why Solid Snake was able to make it into Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Yes.
Possibly, yeah. So all of this is just give you a refresher on the story so far.
Yeah, I've noticed that throughout the series, you'll have these descriptions just to keep people up to scratch with what's happened.
Yeah. I think recognize some of the options, because I think, is there
a briefing?
Yeah, because that this is actually kind of like a prologue and that to the story itself. Like it's kind of like an optional something that you can select, and that gives you wee backstory and that to the start of the story of Metal Gear Solid 1.
All right. Now the reason why this particular game is called Metal Gear Solid as opposed to say Metal Gear 3 is because this would be the start of a series of 3D Metal Gear oriented games, and Kojima would get a lot more ambitious with these games like never before. He did some really clever stuff like using Lego pieces to plan out the game design, which Lego is useful, everybody. He would have so much innovative AI and game design stuff like enemies following your footprints in the snow, all kinds of nuanced little stealth mechanics. And then in number 2, he would push it even further with stuff like being able to destroy every single possible bottle in a bar. And constantly pushing interactive narrative forward, and it's got to the point where people have respected him as an author for so much. By the time he got to make Death Stranding, he could pretty much do whatever he wanted, no holding back.
Very much.
Okay, let's see. Oops, sorry, wrong one.
Circle.
Yeah, I keep seeing it. I'm just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, this game, they have the really cool illustrations to have the cutscenes.
It's been a long time, Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel.
That's no way to greet an old war buddy, Snake.
What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you, but we've got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
I'm retired from Foxhound. You're not my commander anymore, and I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders. I know it.
Excuse me.
Who's this?
Dr. Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff and an expert in gene therapy.
Are you military?
Civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake.
To meet you?
Don't
Nice.
worry. This injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot for?
What's wrong? You don't like shots?
Snake, listen up. It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska.
What soldiers?
Next Generation Special Forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
So what's
I'm
new?
afraid so.
What was that?
So what's
See,
new?
the island is a secret nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Foxhound hijacking a nuclear weapon?
Now you understand how serious the situation is. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue the Darker Chief, Donald Anderson, and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker,
The grandfather of Troy.
both being held as hostages.
Those are some heavy-duty hostages.
Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do. Any questions, Snake?
Questions? I haven't even said whether I'd accept this mission.
Well, you can make up your mind after you hear more about the situation.
Briefing file. Oh, cool. Alright, so mission description, operation outline, operation member. Cool. Very cool here. So we can actually see all the different mission description. I take it we already just saw the mission description, right?
I think so, yeah.
Gotta double check just in case. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we already did. Yep. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, so I think it's supposed to be like you're like looking over like all the files and that, like on tape and that.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the information, right?
But Anderson, like you know, it's like when he got that injection there. Like I don't know how.
Colonel, I don't work for the government anymore. Let me go back to Twin Lakes.
Why, Snake? Is your life in Alaska all that great?
There's a dog sled race this week. Next Saturday, I have to be in Anchorage.
Anchorage.
The longest sled race
Anchor
in the
down
world.
in
When did you
Anchorage.
become a dog musher?
Right now, my 50 huskies are my only family. I've got to take care of them.
Don't worry
Solid
about
Snake
your dog.
says send a picture.
Mean.
Solid Snake says
Vessel is headed
hello.
for the Bering Sea. There's
Solid
no room
Snake
for debate.
says I'll
I told
keep
you,
on
Even if I
rocking.
do owe you, I don't owe anything to this army or this country.
You will accept this assignment.
Why should I be stupid enough to do that?
The injection.
I'm no patriot.
Snake, there's enough dirt in your file from your days as an agent to keep you in the stockade until you're a very old man.
About old man.
No, Snake. I prefer to look at it as helping you come to a decision more easily. But anyway, I know you better than that. You take this assignment even without the threat.
Why do you say that?
You're a natural-born soldier. You're not the grow old gracefully type. It's the same for all of us who've seen real action. The only place we can feel truly alive is on the battlefield. I'm a soldier.
about the
too.
dog sleds?
I know the feelings of powerlessness, frustration that you feel every day. You've tried to play the Boy Scout out there in Alaska, but you can't race dogs in the snow forever. Why don't you come back to us and be a soldier again?
You think my life is some kind of a joke?
Snake, I just want to give you back your purpose in life.
Right. Spoiler alert, the injection contains a poison, right?
Yes. Well, like that very injection that was what kicks off the
The events of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
Yes. It's something that empowers him, but at the same time, it's making him slowly die.
Yeah, because the idea that was originally that was supposed to sort of kill him off pretty quickly in that, but the genes in the system that prevented him from killing himself off quickly in that, and the results all in that his cells sort of die slowly but gradually in that, but which eventually sort of makes him some like grow older in that much more greater pace than usual in that.
Yeah.
Due to some of his cells dying.
But doesn't the injection also give him some kind of power up of some kind?
I believe so, yes. Like, I mean, obviously he gains some benefits from having the injections and that, according for this the mission that he goes on.
Yes.
But I'd have to get familiar with the characters again.
This lore is pretty elaborate.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's actually get on with the game. All right. So this is where radar off. Oh gosh, extreme. Right. So so this easy, normal, hard. But then in later games, they'd be more elaborate with very easy and then extreme. But then to the point where in Metal Gear Solid 4 they'd have liquid easy and then European whatever military term is. That's the hardest difficulty from like Metal Gear Solid 3 onwards. Or is it Metal Gear Solid 2 onwards? Alright. Easy or normal? Ooh. If it's easy, we get on with the story, but if it's normal, we actually have a challenge, but it might get a bit ooh. Not to mention, from my experience of these games, they can be quite tricky to get into.
Well, I won't fault you if you go for easy.
Alright, I guess for the sake of this recording, we'll just go easy for now. Oops.
Oh.
No! I keep forgetting it's the circle button!